Hi everyone, my name is Madison, and today we'll be doing a persuasive speech on vaping and how to stop vaping. So, I will also be including the effects that vaping has on your body long term. So, vaping contains a highly addictive substance called nicotine, and it is easy to get addicted to because nicotine has very bad withdrawal symptoms, so it's easy to get hooked back on it, and it's hard to stop in the first place because nicotine keeps you trapped and it keeps you wanting more, and it's just a very addictive substance. So vaping has become a all-time high, record-breaking numbers, and it is leading to long-term effects such as cardiovascular disease, lung disease, and even cancer in individuals. So vaping is the act of using electronic cigarettes, which is different than the traditional cigarettes. So they work by either a battery or by charging them, and they release vapor into your lungs. And the use of these e-cigarettes has hit record-breaking numbers, particularly in middle school and high school aged students. So like 18 to like 25, that is the age range that has been affected astronomically. So the reason why vaping has become so popular within the younger generation is because of the packaging itself. So the vapes, they're being produced in like fruity flavors that are attracted to kids like banana, strawberry, grape, and they are producing them in like fun colors and stuff, and that is drawing attention to the younger crowd and making them more appealing. And it's like peer pressure as well. Like you see your friends doing it, you want to do it, and they have flavored vapes now. So it's flavored vapor going into your lungs that we are unaware of what these vapors are. We don't know how many chemicals are in these vapes. We don't know what the effects they're having on our body long term because they are still fairly new. And yeah, so they're appealing to the younger crowd and they're affecting our younger generation way more than they are the older generation. So there is a false belief that vaping doesn't affect you in the way that traditional cigarettes do. So according to John Hopkins Medicine, traditional cigarettes are known to have over 7,000 harmful chemicals. But I think what is more alarming is that the number and the type of chemicals and the number of chemicals in these e-cigarettes are unknown. And because they are unknown and because the effects that they have on our body are unknown, they can actually be more harmful and highly more addictive to our bodies. So when you are hitting the vape, you are inhaling particles that you can't see. So you're not just taking in vapor, you're taking in chemicals and they're going directly to your lungs, and they also infect almost every organ in your body. So according to the Cleveland Clinic, the inhalation of these particles that you're taking in every time you hit it, they are causing inflammation or swelling in the lungs and an overall decline in your respiratory and lung health. So things that are propping up that we are seeing in studies are like lung disease. If you have asthma, it is exacerbating that or bringing onset of asthma in new individuals. Scarring of the lungs, and even something called a pneumothorax, which is ultimately a collapse of your lungs, which is deadly. So these are just some of the risks that are associated with long-term use of e-cigarettes. So e-cigarettes have been found to actually have a higher concentration in nicotine than traditional cigarettes. So they are more addictive and harder to quit because they have higher concentration, which means you're actually taking in more chemicals than you would if you were using a traditional cigarette. So I myself have been addicted to these as well. I've experienced it firsthand. I was hooked on them for a very long time, and I have made the decision to stop vaping altogether. So before I knew it, I was buying more and more. It is very costly as well. And I would reach for it, as like a stress relief. First thing in the morning, I'm looking around for the vape. And I noticed in the mornings or like when I'm exercising, I'm getting shortness of breath. And I already had asthma prior to this, but I've noticed my asthma is more onset now after I started vaping. So it has definitely exacerbated my asthma. So vaping isn't an easy task to quit, and I acknowledge that, but it has to be done. Vaping needs to be stopped, especially in the younger generation. We are still learning, we are still growing. Our minds and brains are still growing, and the nicotine is causing our brains to shrink instead of expand and grow, right? So, according to Harvard Health, there are resources available for those who are looking to quit, like myself. So, you can talk to your doctor. There's a thing called nicotine replacement therapy. It's a medication for people over 18. It is over the counter, but if you're under 18, like we're seeing in the younger crowd, you can talk to your doctor and get it prescribed. So it is a medication that will like slowly replace the nicotine so that you don't have these withdrawal symptoms. And it will slowly wean you off of the nicotine until your body is no longer dependent on it. So another resource, I know some are hesitant to it, but it is supportive counseling, and it focuses on people who struggle with substance abuse such as nicotine, and you would be with individuals who are also struggling with the same thing. So vaping is an addiction. It is, and I think addiction has the stigma around it, and it's not what it needs to be made out to be. It is an addiction, and it is hard to quit, but it can be done. And with the right resources, you can stop before there are any long-term, lasting, irreversible effects. Thank you for watching.